Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about 3 mistakes, micro mistakes that we all make in the month of September. The month of September is a tricky time of the year to catch bass, guys. There's no doubt about it. Like I said in the last video, one day the fish are just popping, the lake's popping, you can catch them just about anywhere. And the next day, there's just nothing. September seems like it's a riddle that most of us can't figure out. Well guys, stick with me here. I'm going to go over 3 mistakes, 3 very common mistakes, micro mistakes, that when we fix them, we're going to catch more bass. Okay guys, mistake 1, fishing the grass. Okay, up here in the Northeast, we hear a lot about fall transition. Well, let me cover that first, guys. First off, fall transition is a real thing. But let me clarify. Up here in the Northeast, we're going to get iced over here in another couple months. Down south, not so much. Guys, you'll be in the 70s. We'll be below 0. So our fish up here know that's coming, and they're transitioning, preparing for those colder days. Down south, they know something's coming, but it's not nearly as extreme. So the types of fishing we're going to do in these months might differ from the south to the north. Okay guys, a lot of it will be similar, but again, don't confuse the south with the north. Alright guys, what do I mean by fishing dead grass? Well, this time of the year, especially here in Pennsylvania, a lot of the milfoil, the hydrilla, turning brown, just dying. The first cold night, and I can't stress this guys, if you watch my videos, you know I'm talking, the first cold night starts this transition. That grass starts to die. And when it starts to die, it doesn't produce as much oxygen, which means the bait fish leave, the bass leave. So now what do we do? I'm not telling you that the bass are going 3 miles down the lake to the next hard point or whatever, okay, because that's not true. What we do now, okay, is we look for the first piece of hard cover closest to that dying grass. These bass are going to move small distances, but they are also going to push to the first piece of hard cover outside that dying grass. This being laydowns, stumps, rock piles, riprap bank, any type of hard cover just outside that dying grass or within that dying grass. That's going to be their new ambush point, guys. For you guys down south, it might come a little later, but as your grass might start to die off, you're just going to still look for vibrant green grass. They're still going to be in there. Hard cover. Okay guys, the next mistake on the micro mistakes is going too slow. Guys, these fish know the cold weather's coming, but it ain't winter. That don't mean you gotta slow down a little bit, but not catatonic. What do I mean, guys? So instead of, in some cases, in some lakes, in some days, they're gonna want a burning bait. Hands down, burn it. Cover the water. But once you find them fish, you might come across the day where they want it a little slower. They might want something that looks like a dying bait fish. But they don't want catatonic. They don't want 10 seconds, 30 seconds. They want maybe twitch, twitch, twitch. Let it die. Twitch. Let it die. Twitch, twitch, twitch. Let it die. Guys, it's true that in finesse fishing, it's about patience and slowing down. But like I said, that don't mean just painstakingly slow, especially in September. The water temperatures are cooling, but these fish are feeding up. If you watch the bait fish, you see them flickering out there. They're not catatonic, you know, they're darting around, then they stop, then they dart around again. That's what we're trying to mimic. Perfect example, you got two guys fishing, same lure. This has happened to me before. Okay, same lure, same setup, everything. Seemingly doing the same technique. Okay, one guy's going to slam them, the other guy's not. Why is that? Two reasons. One is rhythm. The guy that's slamming them has the right rhythm for that day. Number two, could be as simple as the guy that's slamming them is in that fresh, vibrant grass, or on the first piece of hard cover, where the guy that's zeroing out is in the dead grass, still trying to fish those summer patterns. Alright guys, if this video is helping you, I can't stress enough, please smash that thumbs up button. It helps bring this channel out to more people that could use the help, just like yourself. If you haven't subscribed and you're just here the first time, please consider subscribing. Got a ton of videos, a ton of info to share with you guys, and this channel is about helping you catch more fish and bigger fish. So if that's something you want to be a part of, please, love to have you as a subscriber. Again, just helps the channel out. Okay guys, moving on. Third micro mistake that we make is not believing or thinking that match to hatch is just a myth. Okay guys, what am I saying here? Some of us say that's just a myth, you know, and we're going to throw a 4-inch Senko. Well, this time of the year when the bait fish are only 6 to 8 years old and they're maybe an inch, a little less than an inch, they're clear, you know, and they're darting around, and you're throwing a 4-inch Senko, that looks like a damn school bus to the bass. You're going to zero out more often than not. So how do we fix this problem? Well, it's quite simple, guys. We downsize our baits. Again, a 2.5-inch swim bait, small spy bait, 2-inch spy bait, a 1.0 crankbait would be a good one, all shad colors, a micro jig. Even though the crawls might be, crawl activity might start to die off, a bass is a predator and will eat a crawl if it comes crawling by him. But with that being said, make no mistake, they're focused mainly on bait fishing, following the bait fish around the lake. So spy bait, micro swim bait, micro jig would be good options, and bait fish colors, even a micro spinnerbait. Guys, a spinnerbait, a double-bladed spinnerbait, mimics a schooling ball of bait fish better than most lures. So don't hesitate to use something like that. It gives vibration, flash, and looks like a bunch of little minnows going through the water. Another bait, if you don't seem to be getting them on a vertical presentation, to consider is a finesse tube, 2.5-inch tube, for when they want something more horizontal. Or again, the micro jig. If you're fishing around riprap, stuff like that, I would use a smaller football jig. The shape of the head will keep you from getting snagged up as much. If you're in like around a laydown or something, maybe consider a flipping, you know, micro flipping jig. But anyhow, guys, those are some of the lures. Also, equipment. A 6'9", for most of us, a 6'9" to 7 foot, medium action, spinning rod with 6 to 8 pound test, fluorocarbon line, or monofilament if you're topwater fishing. And just remember, you have to find these fish. The spots to start to look for, if you're in dying grass, the first piece of hard cover right off that dying grass. Okay? I'm building a foundation for you guys. I can't be in every lake everywhere in the country. So take these tips and try to form them into something that works for your lakes and where you're at. They will catch you fish. A couple other baits that I like to use, guys. It's been an absolute hammer. This is the Strike King Baby Z2 fluke style bait. Again, cover in water, guys. Looking like a dying bait fish. Yesterday, my thumbs were sore from how many fish I caught. The 2 baits that were putting in the work for me, I'm going to take that cover off, was the Baby Z2 by Strike King, and sorry guys, the baby, hopefully you can see that, the baby Megabass baby, the Megabass Pop Max baby Pop Max. Hopefully I screwed that name up, but anyhow guys, so you're saying, what I'm trying to tell you is slow down, not catatonic. Even with the popper, I was getting topwater strikes when we got lows in the night, 50 to 40 degrees at night, and highs in the 80s during the day. I was getting topwater action, but I wasn't going slow, guys. I was fishing a cove. There was lots of hard cover around, a lot of dead grass. Noticed the bait fish were there. I stopped and listened. I could hear bluegill sucking bugs off the top of the water. Immediately I knew there's got to be bass. This is a bluegill predominant lake. Threw that Megabass Baby Pop Max out. Twitch, twitch, twitch. Let it set. Twitch. Let it set. Twitch, twitch. Let it set. Boom. Like clockwork. Now, during the summer, I'm not going to be as erratic. But this time of the year, I wanted it to seem like a bait fish up there flickering, making all kinds of ruckus with small pauses. It's fighting to stay alive. That's what we're trying to mimic, guys. It works. Alright, guys. So, there you have it. The bass aren't being stubborn in the month of September. They're just waiting for us to figure out what depth they're at, what size of bait they want, and where they're hiding. Once you figure this out, you're going to realize that finesse fishing will go from a 0 to a hero overnight. Guys, you fix these micro mistakes, and I have the utmost confidence that you would even outfish me on any given day. Guys, when you master those mistakes, you're going to be a hero every time you hit the water. I guarantee it. Okay, guys. Well, hope you enjoyed this one. Hope it helps you. Again, this time of the year is not the time of the year to slow down and be catatonic. That'll come in wintertime. You want to use smaller baits to match that hatch. Like I said, 2 extremes. Down south you might want to use bigger, but up here I tend to go smaller. Use some of them baits. Remember, if you're up here in the northern country, get out of the dying grass. Go to the first piece of hard cover closest to that dying grass and check there. Not all hard cover near the dying grass is going to hold fish, but once you find them, you're going to have them for probably if you're up north here, probably going to be there until ice over. Guys, these are patterns that you can continue to work year after year, so don't let it blow you by. Don't think that September is the end of your fishing season, because it's a great time to get them. They're feeding up. It's sort of like the spring, but it's in the fall. They're feeding up. You're going to get heavier fish. Alright guys, well, if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. If you like this video, smash the thumbs up button, and we'll see you on the next one.